Thank you. Thank you, Pastor District Governor Jitendra Prasad and District Governor-elect Paul Rogers. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I need a microphone, friends and all. I don't have the voice like Jitendra. An acknowledgement of the country is one way we can personally appreciate our First Nation people in a way which is thoughtful and authentic. Acknowledge the tradition custodian of the land on which we meet and pay respect to the elders, past, present, and emerging. The First Nation people who have taken care of this country for thousands of generations. Thanks, past District Governor Jitendra Prasad and the team from Rotary Club of Brisbane International, Bronze Plain, Archerview, Sunnybank Hills for the invitation and the opportunity to talk about connecting with our community. Important aspect of connecting with community is volunteering. Volunteering in the community is time willingly given for the common good and without financial gain. Rotary Club members around the globe are doing that all the time, as always. Volunteering in the community requires a donation of time. However, I always suggest that when you need to look after your family first, and then you study and work. The leftover time that you have, you donate it to your community. Across Australia, it is estimated there are approximately 6 million people volunteer annually in our community. Most common motivation for volunteering in the community are 4 of them. First is to help others. Second is for personal satisfaction. And third, to do something worthwhile. Fourth is to connect with community, which Jitendra have touched earlier. As migrants, we bring our cultural and religion practice as well as taking many new traditions. Collectively, all the diverse traditions have enriched our nation. You do not need to forget your culture, where you come from. It is our diversity that makes us strong and successful and peaceful multiracial community that we live and study and work and enjoy our life. I was born in Borneo Island in the states of Sarawak, East Malaysia. I came here to study in 1983, whereas Jitendra came in 1990 something. I complete my high school. Then I graduate with a Bachelor of Architecture degree at the University of New South Wales. I'm now a proud Australian of the Malaysian Chinese heritage. I speak our Chinese Fuzhou dialect with my wife and my 2 sons. Both were born in Queensland. Actually, they all moved up now. I was only left with my wife and myself live at Commonwealth. My ancestors came from Fujian province, China. Currently, I'm the honorary advisor for the St. George Chinese Community Memorial Committee since 2017 in partnership with Burongshire Council. St. George is about 513 kilometers away from Brisbane. St. George is a final resting place for many Chinese. In 2017, I was invited to visit St. George. Robert Buchan, OAM, the former mayor of Burongshire Council, who told us the story about wooden Chinese grave marker destroyed by the fire in the early 70s. Sadly, only one simple marble headstone remained to tell so many noble stories. After research, it was found that between 1848 and 1853, there's about 300 Edward Shepherd mined 450,000 sheep at Darling Down, all owing to the famine in Amoy, now we call Xiamen, from the Fujian province, to become an indentured laborer for 5 years. Most, but not all, never saw their family again. We honor the spirit of their sacrifice. and empathize with their abject failure and do not flinch from pointing out the social condition they face. So St. George Chinese Community Memorial Committee, in partnership with Broadchine Council, erected an Armand Shepherd Memorial to honor their contribution to this country. It was unveiled on the 30th of March 2019. The memorial experts are to pay respect annually at St. George Cemetery and to set up bursary to keep their story from history alive. That is why we will be going there again on the 14th of July, and the 15th of July, and the 16th of July, spending 2 nights and 3 days with Peter Juan, the charter president of the Rotary Club of Sunnybank, and Alan Chen and Jane Wen, and many others. Another project that I would like to share with you all is I have been a volunteer chairman of the Australian of the Chinese Heritage War Memorial Committee since establishment in 2009 at Sunnybank RSL sub-branch, where there is a unique Chinese-Australian War Memorial Monument at the Veteran Memorial Garden. I take this opportunity to thank Rotary Club of Sunnybank, led by Charter President Peter Juan and President-elect Lisa Fu and Alan Chen, and Rotary Club of the Bronze Plain, led by President David Ning, for the donation of 3 reclining chairs to the veteran at the Sunnybank RSL. I was extremely impressed with their action, delivering and assembling the 3 recliner chairs, very heavy by the way, at the Sunnybank RSL, and mingle with the veteran at the sub-branch. So the Chinese-Australian War Memorial, there is a memorial garden, was designed by Sarah Batchelor, chosen from 45 submissions at the design competition in conjunction with the first-year architecture student at Griffith University in 2010. The Chinese-Australian War Memorial was unveiled in 2011 by Prime Minister Julia Gillard. The memorial was the first Chinese-Australian War Memorial constructed at the RSL compound in Australia. The memorial project is to honor past and present involvement of the Chinese-Australian in the Australian Defence Force who served in the defense of the Australia and made the supreme sacrifice. The Chinese-Australian War Memorial bursary have been created in the honor of Chinese-Australian soldiers in the ADF like Billy Singh, Khaled Sheikh, Jack Wan Su OAM, Harry Moore, Arthur Moore, Mervis Moore, Alfred Scofford, and so on. And this year we are going to introduce another bursary name called Brian Ryan, because Brian used to be the past president of the Sunnybank RSL, is also the founding secretary of the Australian of the Chinese Heritage War Memorial Committee. He passed away last year on the 1st of January 2022. Now, we have bursaries set up in the local school like Sunnybank State High School, Runcorn State High School, McGregor State High School, St. Thomas More College. By the way, I met Jasmine Khan and Richard at the St. Thomas More bursary presentation last year. After St. Thomas More, we also have bursaries set up at Callum Vale Community College and Stratton State College. And we have been doing that since 2009. The bursary is open to any student who has no discrimination in regards to race, gender, religion, and economic circumstances. The Defence Act during World War I required that any enlistee be substantially of the European descent, effectively excluding non-white applicants. So people like Billy Singh, because mother is from Europe and father from Shanghai, so mother give him the white bloodline. That's why we have over 200 Chinese NZ at Gallipoli in World War I. Now our Defence Force support inclusive community with people from all diverse communities, just like what we are here. I was involved with the RSL Queensland photo shoot as part of the multimedia campaign in the lead up to 2022 ANZ Day last year. In addition, I participated in the filming of the Australian value for the Department of Home Affairs at the Chinese-Australian War Memorial at the Sunnybank RSL. It is to produce a short film to focus on the different way of the member of the community commemorate ANZ Day. The film is also to find out a little bit about my story and my role in the community. By the way, I'm not a veteran myself. I'm just volunteering my time, investing in the local community, and attend annual ANZ Day, Remembrance Day, and Memorial Service. We got another Memorial Service coming out this coming Saturday at 8:30, and also rededication ceremony at Sunnybank RSL, which is coming out on the 8th of July, run about from 4 o'clock to 4:30, which is the Saturday, the 8th of July. In addition, I also volunteer in the community hosting our 57th Australian citizenship ceremony. As the organizer, as the master of ceremony, this is over many, many years. Rotary Club also volunteer in hosting Australian citizen ceremony, especially at the Australia Day on the 26th of January annually. There are many Rotary Club participate in that. At the citizenship ceremony, it is always meaningful to be a volunteer. You can help in the usher duty at the front of counter, checking the photo identification, and also AEC matter, arrangement of table and chair, and arrangement of symbol and king portrait flag, and caravan, etc. By participating in the community events, especially with the team from the Rotary Club, will give a vibrant color to our lovely and inclusive community. Lastly, I take this opportunity to commend Sunnybank Hills Rotary Club, Rotary Club of Brisbane International, Rotary Club of Brownsland, Sunnybank Rotary Club, and the Rotary Club of Archerfield for your significant and continuous contribution to our community in volunteering. Wishing you all the very best in your new undertaking and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you very much.